PIB newsletter, which has been very popular. Which has been a very popular newsletter here, and the print version is here, and
Okay.
we are going to launch it, release it here. Thank you. Okay. So the people who are here with us, who have worked diligently on this newsletter, they have just entered the service, Indian Information Service, the prestigious service of which brings the officers to Press Information Bureau, and they all have worked diligently on this newsletter, which will be released shortly. A beautifully designed cover, if you could say. And this will be a daily feature here. It will be available on the newsstands, which can be picked up for the daily updates on what all is happening here at Iffi every day. Thank you. Thank you. So before we proceed, let me remind you that this particular news conference and all the other press conferences which will be happening in this hall would be telecast live on the YouTube channel of PIB. And today we are beginning this press conference with a very special movie. It's called Bilyarista. So this movie is based on the name of this movie is based on the billiards play, if I the billiards, and it's a very interesting story where Aya, who's living in the slums of Manila, she dreams of becoming a billiards world champion. But when her father is killed, she is manipulated by Itoy, her hustler uncle, into playing a dangerous underground gambling matches in back alley pool halls. So very soon we'll see the poster of this film, and along with that, a few clippings of the film, so that you can have a fair idea of what we are talking about.
Puro pagkontra, puro puna, puro paghila sa amin nila. Puro kami magpuro dada, puro pagbasa sa mga salita. Puro kami yan, puro kami to, wala akong pake, get the fuck out my dog. Puro kaganaan, puro ganito, puro pagkakaro, makita mo. Kaya ako nasalbahe, ang kabatahe, bago matake, kasi nga ako na dekalibre. Ang style na akong klase, ang style na kailangan ko. Hindi ka na ako maka-approve, kung ang kapara was good. Seryoso kami, don't style pa na hood. Hawak ang moon, lagi yung flame. Hindi mo na ako diretso pagkuha na lahat ng ating siya tsaka fame. Di na mapapalagbag, kakasana at mga ilambag. Sa bayan na to at basag kung basag, babagsakin namin kayo sila pa. Sige palag, iba ng era to, ibang eba nakausap mo. Kakagatin ko yung ahas kaysa sa mansana, subukan mo lang ako. Subukan mo lang ako. Subukan mo lang ako. Kakagatin ko yung ahas kaysa sa mansana, subukan mo lang ako.
Okay. Eto sabi mo gusto mo ng tirador at
You may
malakihan
stop the
pusta.
clipping now.
Oh. Maybe we can just play it out the scene. It's okay.
You want to continue?
Yeah, maybe we just finish. You can just finish the scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Okay. Okay, let us continue.
Okay, we can do more screen time. All right.
So, since you have seen the preview, now I'll introduce you with the team of the film. We have director and writer Phil Giudanano, actor John Ursula, and producer Shreyam Ghosh with us. And let us begin with you, like how this movie happened, what is it all about? You can just share it.
Yeah. So I was making a short film, and so I came across this the idea of this movie about 10 years ago, I was making a short film, and one of the actors in the film, I was researching his life, and he was homeless. He didn't know how to read or write, but we went to a pool hall, and he had this like expensive pool cue. He was 12 years old, but he beat this like older, 40-year-old guy, and it really immersed me into this idea of like the subculture of like gambling in the Philippines for money, and how certain people can become like breadwinners for their family through gambling. And I thought that was really interesting. And I learned that the Philippines has the most world champions in the world. The Philippines is the best in the world at pool. So I started learning about how um, this all these elements came together to create some of the best pool players in the world, and how the money games and the world of money games and tournaments kind of clash. And the film is about the intersection of those two things.
John, would you like to add something to it? How was your experience with the movie?
Experience.
John, I would like to excuse. Could you please put your phones on silent mode, because this is streaming live. It's very difficult if there's some sound of the mobile. Please continue.
Yeah, experience. Or my thoughts about the film. Anyway, experience. I worked with the film in one project. It's a short film, but it was really a good experience working with him. It's always magical for me and enriching to know how a non-Filipino look at our culture, because he's really very interested to do films about Filipino people, about our country and our culture. So it's always amazing to know how people not from our country look at us. So that's an amazing experience. And I accepted this particular project because it is nice to know how the people do their things when the authority or the people you are supposed to look up to are the ones who are not upholding the law of the land. So it goes with that. If you're going to really go deep into that situation in the people's lives in the Philippines, you can root it to what is really going on in the system. So for me, it's not just about billiards, but it's about the system and societies.
Shreya, what brought you to this project, and how was your experience?
So I know Phil for quite a long time, like because we went to the same film school together in NYU Tisch, and I knew Phil was working on this for for quite some time. It was one of his passion projects, and as a producer, I'm based in Hong Kong, and I am always chasing outside perspectives because I feel it's always interesting to see how, again, going on the same point as John said, how another person views the culture of a different place. And I think sometimes there's a magic that happens there if they are true to it. And that's what Phil did. He was true to it. He went into it. He shot, like, it was shot in this poverty stricken areas. That's what he was trying to show. But it wasn't glamorizing that aspect. He was showing it how it is without making it sound like, oh, like this is how we would want to sell the movie to other places. And that's what we don't like. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I would like our audience to have their questions. If you have any questions to ask, yeah.
Well, first and foremost, I'm so very thankful, Shubarum. I'm thankful is Tanya,
Dhanyawad.
Tanya. I'm very thankful that there's a lot of people here. I mean, you attended this conference, and it's amazing for us that it's like a full house. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. And my question is for the director, Phil. You said that you were inspired to make the movie because of a 12-year-old boy who was really good at billiards. What made you change the protagonist from a boy to a girl, and what brought on that gender perspective?
Yeah, so the way I work is I don't like to have things come from me. I like to do a lot of research, really immerse myself, and I started noticing that there was a lot of female world champions also. So Efren Bata Reyes is considered the greatest of all time, and then Django Bustamante, and they're both in the film, two of the greatest of all time. And then I started noticing I met a girl, I met like several I met the world champion that was Filipina, and I met a girl that was about to become the world champion. You could just feel it. Like you talk to her, the way she plays, and just learning about her life and the struggles, and then it's like a man's world. It's like they've got posters of sexy women on the wall, men that have no shirts on, they're all drinking. I thought it'd be more fascinating to tell the story from a woman's perspective. And then I think about John and how powerful he is, and I wanted to play with that power dynamic. Um, so for me, that's why I switched it. Yeah.
Great perspective. Next question.
I have a question. So it's first of all great to have you all here. We are really honored to have you. So I was looking at the poster and it's a wonderful poster and the caption that has been given here has really caught my attention. So the greatest gamble is risking nothing at all. So how did you, as the title, how did you come to this caption and how it summarizes the real theme of the movie?
Yeah. So, I met a lot of people that are incredibly talented, and they could become world champions. And it's really, they limit themselves by who they surround themselves with, the decisions they make. Um, and it's ironic that like the film was about gambling. Like I met these people that if they could die if they lose, or if they play the way they play, they're really risking bodily harm, but they don't take the risk to try to escape their current situation and become a play in tournaments or escape a relationship that's very manipulative. So it's about gambling on yourself. Yeah.
I think life in general is like also gambling, a gamble. So it is a good comparison, or how do you call it? Um, our yes our humanity, our life, and to the gambling world, because we also gamble our life while we travel in this in this world, something like that. It's
Any more questions?
Hello, Philip. This is Mahesh from All India Radio. How difficult it was to balance the twin requirements of entertainment as well as maintaining the seriousness of the theme?
Balance.
Go again.
Balance between making it entertaining as well as not compromising with the seriousness of the theme.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Balance
I'm
between the
just-
seriousness of the film and
Yeah, I'm just interested in like reality of things.
all right.
Like, I did so much research, like going to these like pool halls and just experiencing what it feels like. I'm more interested in what it feels like. I want the audience to experience the emotions of it and like smell the environment and all that. And if hopefully they're entertained. But yeah.
Can you elaborate more on the locations that you chose and reason behind why those locations?
Yeah, so I found there was no locations person. I found all the locations myself. I mean, I had people help me, but like these are places where they really gamble, they really play. Bad things have happened there. Wonderful things have happened there. People's lives have changed. But yeah, it's like we shot in Tondo, Manila, which is like a really kind of dangerous place. And then we shot in like high-end pool halls where they do like really exorbitant, like huge amounts of money that people would never come across in their lives. And so it's like we have like upscale locations, and then we have like the kind of neighborhood pool halls as well. And then the locations are like where some of the people live, like real locations where they like nothing's a set. Like I have a rule, like I really don't like to add things. Like I like to use what's in the location. I don't like to buy something and then bring it in. I mean, something we have to do a poster, like on the walls, have to do a bracket and stuff. But I try to have everything be real, like clothes they really wear, things like that, if we can. Yeah.
Okay, my question is for Shreya. Sorry, I missed the first part of the PC. Is it your first produced feature film?
It's my for feature. Yes, this is our first
Okay.
production. Yeah.
So, was it a conscious decision that you went for a Filipino film, or didn't you think that making an Indian film would be much more easier?
So I'm actually based in Hong Kong as well, and over there I'm creating projects in Hong Kong. So for me, like that's the niche I'm always going for, is like showing a different perspective in other places, where because that also like for me, I remember like from a childhood, like what made me fall in love with movies, right? Like even like let's say Lawrence of Arabia or this. Yes, it's great performance, but it's also the setting where it's happening because it's making me travel somewhere where probably I would not be able to. And I think that's the part of it. And when Phil came in, and even with this film, like it's as trivial as like we have, all have probably played pool at some point in our lives, but when we see that, so we can connect with it. But if you want to look into it more with the people they are mentioning, like Efren Bata Reyes, to give an example, if he was walking in Philippines, you'll have the same crowd as Sachin Tendulkar walking in India, right? Like because they are that big, they came out of, and so it also makes us like read more into it. So that's why I like this project. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
Hello. Being this a film